Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hello, welcome back to another Getting Projects Done with me. Forgot my name, Chris. And today, returning to some Aeronautica Imperialis. Because I still have plenty of these little guys to do. I want to finish off the ThunderHawk, as well as I think I got one last Phoenix bomber to assemble. And then, of course, we can start getting to the painting. I also have the gunships. The Storm Raptors? Fire Raptor? What the hell are they called? What are those guys called? The ones with the space...
Fire or storm. Some kind of weather event and an insert type of bird.
Insert generic name.
Insert element or weather phenomenon, okay? And an insert generic bird name. And then you get the name of an Imperial vehicle.
There we go. I'm joined today by Boop and Barfing Sheep. And so, you guys working on anything, or are you guys just chilling out?
How about you have a guess?
I'm going to say you're working on Escher, and Boop is chilling out.
Yeah.
There we go.
Always right in the world.
Woohoo! I got it. Okay, so ThunderHawk. It is mostly assembled. There's just a few details left to do. Still kind of disappointed that these little wings there's not enough tension in them to keep them up. They have a problem with keeping it up. So, yeah. Now, my questions for anybody who's an avid Imperial player: why are there las cannons on the ends of these little wings that seem to move yet don't really serve any other purpose? Does anybody know?
Something X-Wing.
something badass something. Alright, where the hell was I? Man, this was like weeks ago we were working on this, wasn't it? Did the sponsons, did the little wingies. Yeah, there really isn't that much left to do. Oh, we gotta do this.
According to Boop's logic, when it comes to naming the vehicles, there could be a plane called Drizzle Tit.
Drizzle Tit?
Yeah.
I like it.
Or there should be, rather.
Now, the question is, what army has it?
Punish?
That seems too obvious.
Oh, yeah, okay. It all comes back to Nurgle, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if I want a Nurgle Drizzle Tit. I don't know if I want that. That sounds bad. That sounds like a bad scene. I guess this is big engine bit thingy. It's like 4 parts. How is this little engine thing 4 parts? Riddle me that. Oh yeah, we don't got too much. It even comes with little missiles. Oh yeah, you can slap little missiles under the wings. Should I slap little missiles under the wings?
Yeah, more stuff.
More pew pew?
More taka, as they say.
Okay. Well, if that's what they're saying.
What? More taka. That's what.
What? Chicken butt. What in the butt?
Whoa, that's a throwback.
Those are just internet memes that just live in my head rent-free. Is anybody charging rent for living in their head?
Yeah, Chris, you owe me. You're late on your rent.
Am I? Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, man, times have been tough. This whole pandemic and shit. Just saying.
I'm gonna have to give you what do you call you, bitch? some color, and then it's lit. Not pink, so that's getting fired.
A conviction notice?
Yeah, no, in the US there's like a color.
Now, here's a question for everybody, especially for anybody who's already built this kit. Does it really need this little extender in the stem? Does it? I'll probably do it anyway, but...
What?
So there's a little extension bar that goes for the stem, for the stand. I'm just wondering if it needs it. Because it doesn't look like it. Because it looks like you can go just a regular length. But for whatever reason, they felt it necessary to extend how far this thing sits up on a surface.
Because it pivots where it's supposed to pivot. I don't know. Is it just the stem? Or does it have the ball joint, the other stuff in?
No, it's got the bowl joint, I think. Yeah, it's a bowl joint.
They might do that because you're supposed to, in Aeronautica, it's supposed to lean back or forth. It's like climbing, ascending.
Right, but I mean, like they show it, like it's got the extension and it's got the long stem, or you can do the extension with the short stem. Do you need the stem?
But isn't that optional? Doesn't it say the tiny cogs that it's optional?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need the extension. You need the stem. You need the bit that has the ball joint on it.
Well, I know that.
I wasn't gonna make babies.
I'm sure the stem or the extension's just there to make sure you have enough clearance when you're playing to like pivot it up or down.
Maybe.
That it's so fucking big, it's probably also there so planes can be in the space next to it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Maybe that's it. Yeah, if it can sit higher because the way, it's all hexagonal, right? And so you can have two bases like next to each other as they're flying and dogfighting and shit. And if you had that extension, yeah, I get you.
Because the length of the stem does not matter. What matters is if you can actually fucking see the dials that say what altitude the plane's actually at.
Yeah.
You can pivot your plane back or forth to signify to your opponent whether your plane is actually climbing, descending, and stuff.
So you're saying it's vital. It's a vital bit.
What, the extension?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Sure. Why not?
Sophie, hey, Chris in chat. Hey. Go ahead, Boop.
Let me put it this way. It'll probably be less of a headache for the people playing against you if you added the stems. I don't think you have to glue it. I think it just has like a peg and a hole in it. You just stick it on there and you can stick the stem in there. So if you don't want it, you can.
So basically you're saying is if you don't want to be pegged, don't bother.
I wasn't gonna say anything. It was too easy. There was so many of them.
I know that there was lots of opportunities.
Yeah, you chose a good one.
Yeah. Thank you. I try. I aim to please.
We're starting off good today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Straight into it.
Straight into it.
Sophie, we're sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Sophie, sorry but not sorry. What a disingenuous kind of comment to make, eh? Sorry, not sorry.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah. Kim, hey. Sophie, back to Aeronautica. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna try and get these little frickin' projects done because I do want to get to my Aeronautica planes because I'm sure soon enough that little vampire will be making its appearance in shelves, and I definitely want to pick one up. So.
That vampire is forgeable.
What's that?
Isn't the vampire forgeable?
Yeah.
It won't be on shelves.
figure of speech, man. Like when it's available to buy.
I know.
Oh, you know, do you?
Yeah.
Well, he knows. Oh, my. Oh, Billy.
Oh, yeah, the next pre-order.
What's the matter?
I went forward to see what the pre-orders were for this current week for tomorrow, and I remembered, oh yeah, it's the Necron flyers for Aeronautica.
Oh, yeah, in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to get my hands on that, too.
Take that, Necron players, you're stuck being Forge World until they decide that you're no longer Forge World.
The other part I'm kind of curious about, like, if they continue expanding on, you know, these fleets and stuff like that for Aeronautica, which I think is cool. I would like to see the Crimson Hunter and the Hemlock for Eldar. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Did you say yeah or meh?
I said yeah.
Oh.
I do find it weird that they just shoehorned the Necron release to the Aeronautica release schedule.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of shoehorning going on with GW anyway right now, considering that, you know, there's supply chain issues, release dates, you know, the advent of printer technologies, and, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a lot on the plate as far as people trying to make decisions on, you know, what gets released, how much is getting released, and shit like that. Because I'm expecting a package soon, and I don't know when it's going to show up because we had this giant snowstorm here, and it pretty much knocked this entire region out. The roads, I think the roads are just starting to finally get cleared around here. And I know what you're thinking, but isn't this Canada? Shouldn't they have the plows running all the time? Yes, they should, but they don't. And it was kind of a surprise how much snow came down. Weren't ready for it. Nobody usually is, but, you know.
We had that. We had that in December.
Big snowstorm, yeah.
Yeah, it usually doesn't snow that much down here, but this year has been. It's a long and cold winter.
You don't get much snow in the southern part of Norway?
No, not in the south.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this year is. You'd almost say extreme.
Really? See, because I've never been there myself. I just assume the whole fucking country's covered in snow. So, you know.
Well, yeah, it gets covered in snow, but the winters are way shorter down here.
Gotcha.
Usually they go from mid-December to March, but this time it started in fucking November or something.
Oh, really? Because, like, it looks like some beautiful territory there. I know, like, Kim has shared pictures of, like, his area of where he is. And it looks great. Not a lot of forest. I like to see a little bit more trees than that. But, I mean, the rolling hills and the territory and, you know, it just looks really fantastic.
Oh, I can show you trees. That's all we got.
I got your trees right here.
Got your fucking tree right here. But yeah, Norway would be a nice place to visit. And Norway is the place where they have the ice sculpture festival, and there's a hotel of ice, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
I think there's one in Finland as well.
Well, I'd imagine probably here in Canada there's probably one as well. Just never heard of it, you know. Or maybe not. I don't know. Either wouldn't surprise me.
Population of 10, I doubt Canada has it.
You're on that fucking trip again? You know, if there was more people here, you wouldn't fucking be giving us lip, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
I'd go find another country as well.
Like, I realize...
Don't know if it'd be another country. I just might make fun of Rhode Island at that point.
That's another country?
No, I said it might not even be another country. I might just make fun of Rhode Island.
Oh. Don't Americans make fun of Rhode Island anyway?
No, most people just kind of forget it. I mean, if you ask an American to name all 50 states, that's like the only time they'll remember Rhode Island's actually a place.
Right, yeah.
Because it's just a non-entity.
Well, because like, isn't the state, like, basically a couple acres?
It is the smallest state.
It basically fits in somebody's backyard.
Basically.
Yeah.
Kind of like, everybody forgets, like, New Hampshire is a state when you don't need to name off. Because a lot of, like, the northeast between, like, New York and Maine, except for, like, Massachusetts, like, completely irrelevant to, like, really anything. Everybody only remembers Vermont as a place because that's where Bernie Sanders came from. That's it.
Right.
It's like we sometimes forget that Svalbard is a place. Tiny, frigid island. Huh, it's not that tiny.
Mind luck, there's probably a Rhode Islander in chat, but I'm not afraid of all 5 Rhode Islanders, so.
Fucking fight me.
In your world, there are not many people, are there?
No, there's only like 6 people in Norway.
Fuck, you need to travel more.
Hey, look, you have more than Sweden. Sweden, I think, only has like 3. Finland doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
It's not a real country.
Yeah,
It's just a rally circuit. Finland is just one big rally circuit, and then there's the movement valley.
Yeah, the only people that live in Finland are women. That's it. They're not even really people. They're like these weird cow things.
I notice we do a lot of Finland bashing. Why is that?
I mean, even Finland hates itself. I think, like, statistically, it's like the most depressed, like, self-hating country.
Really?
That would be Guyana.
Okay, in Europe.
Don't ask me why I know that.
Yeah.
In Europe, it is like the most like depressed, self-hating country, like statistically speaking.
Really?
You know, it's not so bad. We should sit around in a sauna.
Yeah, but as soon as they leave the sauna, they hate themselves.
Yeah, because it's fucking cold in Finland. Dude, I love Finland. It's amazing.
Well, no, it's an interesting place. You know, when I go to Europe, I'm going to Helsinki. I would get beat up by Chris's one Finnish viewer. Yeah, I heard you were talking shit.
Yeah. Hey, Yank.
No, but if I'm lucky, I'll get there during breakfast time, and he'll be too busy drinking his coffee and having a cigarette.
As Europeans do.
Yep.
Oh, there was like a stereotypical like breakfast thing, and everybody had like their stereotypical breakfast. And then Finland had the most unremarkable stereotypical breakfast, where it was black coffee with cigarette.
Nice.
Yeah, that used to be my breakfast.
Nice.
You know, it was. Yeah, but they were the country that got the stereotypes of their breakfast.
Of course. They beat us in coffee consumption. It's amazing. Good on you, Finland.
They beat you in coffee consumption?
They had their, mandatory croissant, even though croissant's not French. Did you know that? Croissants aren't French.
Did you know that?
Yeah. You know how I found this out? I found out the same reason why, at the same time I looked up why Danishes aren't actually from Denmark.
Like the kid from Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, both pastries came from Austria, yet they are famous via other countries.
Kim, I did buy some brushes, Rosemary & Co., since they're supposed to be the guys that make the Artis brushes. And I got both dry brushes and normal ones. And I cannot see a difference between the two brands. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've heard that too, that the Artis ones are Rosemary & Company. Yeah. Sophie saw the post of the snowfall. Did you spend the day digging out the cars then, Chris? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was fucking workout. That snow was up to my waist. And I don't have a huge driveway, but it's fucking long enough. It's about you could probably fit about 3 cars in my driveway. So that's long enough. And I also help dig out neighbors' vehicles as well in their driveway. Then, of course, it's fantastic when the plows come by because then they throw big fucking boulders up at the end of the driveway. And so you got to clear out these fucking boulders. And yeah, it's annoying. It was an all-day thing. I was exhausted by the end of it. I was actually scared to go to bed that night because I was afraid of waking up and being all stiff from, using muscles that haven't been used in a long time.
What?
And of course, the entire time I'm shoveling, I'm thinking, why didn't I buy a snowblower?
I'm gonna go, Chris, you live in Canada. Why don't you have a fucking snowblower?
Well, because where I live, it doesn't really snow that often or very heavily. Like most years, you get maybe a total of a foot in my area. Even though I'm between 2 Great Lakes, it's a lot of lake effect, but it stays actually fairly warm, so the snow actually doesn't stay very long. But this shit, like it's already, like we're what, Thursday today? And you can already see like the sidewalks and, you know what I mean? Like everything's got like a little bit of wetness. There's a little bit of snow coming down, but yeah, it's like it's already disappearing.
I don't use it. I don't like using it. Only because of where I live. And the effect, like, ocean/bay, the effect saltwater like in the air has on snow. It's better off just leaving it, because as soon as you blow it, everything that anywhere you blew or shoveled snow turns to ice. So you might as well just have the snow there so you have traction when you're walking and not fucking slip and sliding.
Right.
Yeah.
Because every time somebody freaking uses a snowblower here, wherever they blew snow or wherever they shoveled, like that just turns to ice. Like, well, why did you even fucking bother?
Yeah.
Because I would rather have to walk in snow or drive in like 3 inches of ice, which doesn't even like come up to the car door. I would rather do that than walk on fucking ice. It's always old. Inch of snow on the ground, that's straight out the snowblower. Even though you can see like the tufts of grass coming up through the snow.
Yeah.
Gotta get the snowblower. Like, hate old people. You heard it here first, folks. Who hates old people?
Just
I'm ageist.
fucking hates them.
Fucking hate old people.
Oh, I don't know which way this goes. Oh, it goes this way.
Except for my grandma. But then again, my grandma also hates old people, so... Which is funny, because she's like in her 70s. She's like, fuck old people, I hate them, they're stupid.
There's too many fuckers about.
I mean, she doesn't cuss, so she just goes, I don't like old people. But, the tone of voice, she might as well be saying, I hate fucking old people.
She sounds charming.
She's very nice. If you're below the age of 65. If you're above, if you're retirement age or older, she just fucking hates your guts. She'll be driving on the highway. Granted, she's like 70, so it's funny because she's also old. But she'll be sitting there driving, and like she'll get stuck behind like stereotypical old person driving like 20 below the speed limit.
Jeez.
But she lives in PA, so they get snow. So she'll be out driving in the snow, and she'll get stuck behind somebody going like, turtle face. It's okay. I don't know. Funny.
Sounds funny.
But I feel like everybody has had that one old relative that's like just like does not recognize the fact that they're fucking old. Like physically they're there, but mentally they're like, no, I'm not fucking old. Fuck them.
I think that's just everybody nowadays. Does that mean I'm old? Not that fucking old.
Yes, but she doesn't drive like 20 miles an hour on the freeway like other old people do.
Right. Kim, what? It's only forest around me. I thought the pictures you showed, it was like all rolling hills. Maybe it was somewhere else. I don't know. But either way. But just around my house, it's fields for growing cattle feed. But we only got 50 centimeters of snow so far this year. The record is almost 3 meters of snow. Oof. But that's not normal. Oof. 3 meters of snow? I don't even know what you would do in 3 meters of snow other than dig or die.
Yeah, dig or die.
Yeah. That should be the motto for fucking Norway. Dig or die.
You spend
was Norway the giant fucking salt mine now? Shit.
What?
What?
Made a salt mine, dude. He
So
said dig or
when it gets to that level, you're out like 2-3 times a day shoveling snow.
It said dig or die.
Dig or die.
Going to the salt mine is, a metaphorical way of saying you're being punished.
Metaphorical or metaphysical?
I don't know. Because when somebody says you're going to the salt mine, you're not actually going to the salt mine, but it's punishment wherever you're going.
These are like the tiniest heavy bolters I've ever seen in my life. They're cute. They're cute little heavy bolters.
Just over here being cat and mouse. Building small scale Aeronautica and then going, these are the smallest heavy bolters I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, they're just cute little things.
Yeah, well, Chris, you know what else? That's probably the smallest fucking ThunderHawk you've ever seen.
You know what? No, it's not.
Damn.
The first iteration of the ThunderHawk for Epic, that was the smallest. That thing was only about yay big.
Well, you know what? That probably had smaller heavy bolters on it. So heavy bolters aren't the smallest heavy bolters you've seen.
Oh, it was ugly. It was ugly. It looked like a flying castle shoebox.
I'm not familiar with the Epic time.
Yeah, it's like the first iteration of the ThunderHawk.
Boop, you're so fucking full of sass today. Did you step on shit?
Nah.
Did you step in a poo today or something? I don't know. Fucking.
Nah, but talking to Canadians about that I'm just kidding.
I always get this way whenever I talk to Canadians.
Talking to Canadians about at that level. If I remember correctly, though, the epic stuff, the heavy bolters are literally just canned, little cylinder things. They're not actually sculpted.
Yeah, the original epic stuff. Yeah, it's lax in detail.
Nah, but metal models are supposed to be super detailed.
Metal models? No. Plastic's where it's at. See, the thing is, once you have this kit all catted up on a computer program, shouldn't it be just as easy as to scale it all that shit up?
What, with the 40K stuff? Like the modern GW? Yeah.
like making a plastic ThunderHawk for Warhammer 40,000. This file's already sitting here. All you got to do is scale it up. No.
Yeah, in CAD you can just scale it up. Yeah, so they
right?
could if they wanted to make a plastic Thunder.
Yeah.
But why do that when they can make you pay $1,000 for the resin one?
True.
See, Chris?
I guess.
You know damn well that if they make a plastic one, it's going to be 3 digits, and it's going to be at least a 5.
Yeah, I would assume if they did a plastic ThunderHawk, I would assume that would be the most expensive plastic kit, other than like some of the exclusive Bandai kits and shit like that.
Like if you thought the Bandai Gravis captain was expensive,
Yeah. Do we have something for you? If you thought that was expensive, check this out.
Here going, GW, make a plastic ThunderHawk. We want to buy it. Not realizing that number is going to be 3 digits and it's going to be more than a night.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess everybody thinks that, yeah, if they did a plastic ThunderHawk, that it was going to cost like a Baneblade kit. And that's not the case. It's going to be like 4 Baneblade kits.
Oof.
I mean, ThunderHawks are pretty damn big anyway.
Yeah, the resin kit's fucking huge. I mean, there is... I think the only thing more expensive than the ThunderHawk is the
Yeah, I assume the Manta always takes the cake.
I think the Manta is actually $1,000. The resin ThunderHawk's like $7.
I think I don't know, ask Gim. Where's Gim? Is Gim around?
I'm talking US, not talking...
Yeah, but you can just go to fucking currency exchange and figure it out. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, look. ThunderHawk is $770.
Yeah, so that's like...
The Manta is $1,700. Oh no, it is more than double the price. Never mind.
Yeah. But you get quite a bit with a Manta. Not that I'm saying that's a good value. I'm just saying that you get quite a bit.
The expensive kit is the Warlord Titan.
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
that is.
You get the Manta and all the stuff, but you lose your will to live.
And you can't play it because most places don't have tables big enough for you to actually do anything with it.
Do you really play with the Manta?
Sure, there's some fucking madman who's like, I only play Apocalypse games to justify the fact that he bought it.
Oh, for a long time, I only ever played Apocalypse games. For many years.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about crazy people that aren't named Gim that buy me plays.
Oh.
Freaking Gim's POW army is big enough to play Apocalypse now. He's talking like having like he has like a whole bunch of freaking hammerheads and stuff. Not
Yeah.
new Apocalypse either. New Apocalypse is weird. I'm talking like old school Apocalypse.
Yeah.
The new Apocalypse is weird because you have like movement trays and crap. And I understand, yeah, because that technically makes Apocalypse games faster using those movement trays because now you're not just moving all like 300 of the fucking models independent. Gim can play Apocalypse with his. Got a big army last night sat there, he was throwing out numbers, and I was like, that's a lot of models.
Yeah, Gim doesn't really do too much half-assed. If he's in, he's in.
Never, since Ron Swanson, never half-assed two things, full ass one thing.
Yep. Yeah, Gim's pretty much like that. If you're gonna do it, might as well overdo it.
He's probably one of the few people who owns a Manta that has a big enough POW army to justify having a Manta.
That I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. At least going off of how many battle suits and hammerheads he said he has, I can only imagine how many Fire Warriors he has.
Sophie, while soon as I get an inch of snow, everything grinds to a halt here. It's so sad. I bet Chris made a rude-shaped snowman too. No, I didn't even bother. I didn't even have the strength after farting around with all that snow. I just came in, had a cup of coffee, chilled out. Oh, and then it was brownie time, so I got high. Kim, since it's so little snow here now, it's not being made a screen of snow outside for the film festival as they normally do. This year they put up a big fucking canvas in the shed, and the guy that normally fills his garden with cock and balls snowmen has not done it this year. Sid's Tyler, he could probably justify having a few of them. It only carries like 4 tanks, 9 suits, and I think 48 fire warriors. Yeah, that's like a small cadre. So like, realistically, Gim could pick up a few mantas and be justified if he has, thousands of points worth of Tau to do, right? Is what you're saying? You're trying to convince me that that Gim's Tau force could stand.
He said he has like 7, 8 hammerheads.
Yeah, so he needs at least two manta. Yeah, he needs 2. Okay, so let's convince him then. Let's see if we can get him to buy 2.
You evil bastards.
Convince him. We can go like, yeah, man, it sounds like you need like a second manta for your Tau force, and he's probably like, oh, I already got a second one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the answer.
I'm not even sure how his current effort is with his current manta. I'm not sure if he's gotten into it or not or what.
It was like a more recent purchase, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I know he was like cleaning the stuff, and I know he had a couple fucked up parts, so I know he was waiting on those. But yeah. And you would think that if you're packaging up mantas, because they're not like a huge amount of them in the warehouse, like you'd think the quality control would be, pretty tight as far as, making sure there's no fucked up mantas in the boxes kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You would think.
You would think, but you could also go, well, how many do they actually sell? And they probably have to go find, like, the old, like, wizard man to even, like, locate where the kids are.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Wizard
Like, they have to do some, like, Doctor Strange shit. Like, go from the Himalayas and find, like, the old GW, like, warehouse wizard. Like, where are the mantas at?
Right.
Great wizard, where are the mantas? They all lie within you.
Yeah, like I wonder, like if the mantas that are currently sitting in the warehouse, I wonder how long they've been sitting there. Like, was it one production run and then they stopped and then they said, once these sell out, we'll produce some more.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's like they do it in batches, and like once like they go like, oh, there's one left. I guess it's time to like make like 3 more.
Yeah.
Every time someone orders, it was like, oh, the prophecy.
Unlike I'm not gonna say like Warlord Titan being $1,500 sell like hotcakes, but I'd imagine compared to the manta, considering how many more Imperial players there are and stuff, I would imagine compared to the manta, the Warlord Titan sells like hotcakes.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I'd be curious to know like how many of these mantas and warlords and stuff like that, how many are in the wild, right?
I'm gonna guess at least double or triple digits, because there are some rich people that are in hobby.
Sure.
I'm just guessing.
You're thinking somebody like a Cavill out there.
Yeah. That just isn't as vocal about the hobby. Because apparently Robin Williams played 40k.
Yeah.
So God knows what he had.
Well, apparently it wasn't that it wasn't like he was a big player or anything like that. He was.
He painted and collected.
Yeah, he collected and he liked models, and apparently because he had apparently a Phantom Titan in his collection, and he picked it up only because he liked the look of it.
So he could have bought my Manta. He would have been like, oh, that's cool, and then bought it.
Yeah, he could have.
Alright, fish people, look
But
at
I'm sure there are some Henry Cavills that aren't, as vocal about playing 40k as Henry Cavill that have like a Manta or something. Maybe
Yeah. Sits Tyler. I don't know how many tanks I have anymore. I sold a bunch of new in-box ones I had. Can't justify getting a Manta. It's too big for actual gaming anyway. I'd rather have a pair of Tiger Sharks and 4 to 6 Barracudas. Barracudas, yeah. I like Barracudas. Tiger Sharks are cool. But I don't know. Like in 40K, they're really nice. I like the ones with the dual rail guns. Those look cool. Oh, excuse me. I'm drinking ginger ale, so I might burp periodically. Or I might just let one massive one go.
Last night I watched Boba episode 4.
And how'd you like it?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. I liked the first episode. I would say it's probably my favorite episode so far. I was not a fan of... My least favorite episode was either 2 or 3.
I've liked them all.
No, I mean, I've liked them all, but if I was to rate the 4 I've seen so far, 4 is one.
Oh. I don't know. I don't really get caught too much in that kind of like thinking because, to my way of thinking, the Book of Boba, like an actual book, it's kind of hard to pick a chapter that was better than another, other than the overall story itself, right? Like each episode, it really isn't a self-contained thing. It is, continuous storytelling. And so, it's judging an episode from one another, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because I view it as we're all on this little journey through the show and it's kind of, hold your questions till the end kind of thing. It's, wait until you've absorbed the whole thing and then give it a rating. Like overall, was Book of Boba good? Well, the next couple episodes, they could be complete dog shit and ruin the show. Or they could be just awesome and just make the whole show really great. It's hard to say, right? At least that's the way I come out on that. It's just, I don't really think of episodes like, oh, that was a terrible episode. That was a good episode. That was, what I mean? Like it was a good episode and it had lots of fun stuff. And as far as the show is concerned, this last episode answered a few of the big questions that anybody would have once we got reintroduced to Boba Fett in Mandalorian.
The only thing I'm not like about the Book of Boba is the fact to understand the 30-second clip at the end of Mandalorian season 2 where they announced Boba is you've had to have read a comic to get context on why, spoiler alert, haven't seen the end of Mandalorian season 2, it's on you, it's been over a year now. Is why he just fucking blasts Bibba like as soon as he sees him. And the only way you have context for why he does that is why he, some other things has to do in the Book of Boba, is if you read a comic.
I didn't feel I needed context.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, we just knew he was Jabba's guy. He took over after Jabba, and he was a crap leader, and so Boba just blows him away.
There is a reason why at the end of Mandalorian, Boba just kind of walks in and blasts him away.
And
it has to do with what happens in a comic book.
Right.
Might be that we get to know it during one of those flashback scenes.
Yeah, because that's the way they seem to be going with it, is that every time Boba is going for his nappy time, he's dreaming about the past. So, we could get an episode where it explains why he just straight up blew him away.
They might do that because, I mean, it's a relatively new comic since it was made specifically like leading into Book of Boba, but it had some problems. Like I know like Star Wars lore is not like super rock solid, but it had some problems where it conflicted with stuff in movies. so they might erase that with Book of Boba. But right now, the only so far set in stone told reason why Boba just walks in and floats away a bit is explained in a comic book, which I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like Star Wars comics, but if you're having a TV show or a movie, I shouldn't have to go and find a comic book that was put out. You know how comic books are every freaking week.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to have read this comic book out of the bajillion Star Wars printed to understand what a motivation.
True.
No, you don't have to. You already know Bib Fortuna's character if you've seen the movies, and probably most people who see Book of Boba has.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it's because the reason why Boba blows him away isn't necessarily because he was Jabba's second. What I was getting at.
No, well, it's pretty clear that he wants to be the big chief, and it's like, oh, well, this guy's a pushover, fuck you. That's all the justification I need, at least. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but the reason why he thought that was explained. That's what I'm getting at. His motivation for wanting to do what he's currently doing is explaining it. And I'm just explaining how I don't like that. If you wanted to know his true motivations, you had to have read a comic book.
Yeah, Star Wars doesn't really do that. It's more along the lines of Easter eggy type stuff, where they'll allude to that kind of, comic books, or even the other TV shows like Rebels or Clone Wars and shit like that. That they hint at this kind of stuff because they're making a big deal of the Pikes, and yet we've never seen Pikes in live action form before. They're only from the animated stuff. And it's really only the people who have been following the animated stuff knows what the Pikes are and knows about the Pikes. Right? So, for the show, it is, it's Easter eggy for everybody, but is it integral to the storyline for determining motivations and shit like that? I don't know, but I don't think so. In my
opinion, having read the comic book that caused all this, I would say, at least in this case, I would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, but again, the show's not done.
I know.
So it could be in the very last scene of the last episode that to bookend the show, it shows why he fucking blows him away. So it might be the very last thing before the credits roll on why Boba just absolutely just shows up and then blows him away. Of all the places that Boba could go to, why does he come to Tatooine? Once he has his ship, why does he stay on Tatooine? Other than to protect the Sand People.
I will tell.
Exactly. So the way, I can't talk about it, can I? I can't talk about this episode. Shit. So
you can give a spoiler warning.
It's
up to them. You can do it that way. And you're just gonna get somebody who just tuned into the show, hasn't seen the current new episode.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but keep up. Kim did see a video from Warhammer World where they played Adeptus Titanicus with the full-scale Titans. It was at least 40 of them on the floor. That's cool. Yeah, there used to be a place in Missouri, and they would play a big floor hammer game in a gymnasium. That was pretty cool.
Somebody at Adepticon is doing that, where they're playing the current Adeptus Titanicus rules, but with the full-scale Titan.
Yeah, they've done that one before. Because I was going to bring my Phantom to play in that game 1 year.
Is Phantom the big Elder Titan?
Yeah, the big Elder Titan, yeah.
Too bad they're not in Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah, they are.
They are?
Not the current iteration, no. But
I'm talking about they're using the current iteration
oh,
to play.
Gotcha. Yeah, no.
So you need like the little like dial thing.
Yeah, I got you.
They're playing with full scale Titan. And I'm like, oh wow, like 3 people are gonna show up to this fucking game.
Possibly. Where nothing can possibly go wrong.
Sold out because it's a slim pickings this year.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what kind of turnout they get this year. Not that it would affect my attendance or anything like that, but you know.
Because you might as well just say you're not going.
No, I'm not going. No.
Okay. I didn't know if you were still like up here, like well, it depends.
No. There's nothing in the foreseeable future that will change my decision to not deal with the fucking hassle of crossing the border. It's just a pain. It's a pain.
What if there were hookers and blackjack?
Oh, I'm there. Oh, Vegas? Like LVO? Yeah, I'm there. I'd like to. I was planning in, what was it, early 2020? Yeah, because the LVO is in the beginning of the year. I was planning on attending, but then everything fucking shut down, right? And so, yeah. Because I even had like all my shit ready and booked, and I was just gonna go. I wasn't planning on like teaching anything or anything like that. Yeah. I was just gonna go for the gaming and the hookers. That's it.
I just got a great idea for a moody bar. Gaming and hookers.
Gaming and hookers? Yeah. Oh, fuck, I'm there. I'll tend that shit every time. Yay, heavy bolters. For all the shit talking I do about Thunderhawks, they are fucking cool looking.
Do they have like small attack vehicles or attack like dogfighting vehicles that can come out of them?
Come out of the Thunderhawks? No.
Yeah, they're just
well,
really big transports.
Yeah, although I think they can take a land speeder, can't they?
Because I believe that would be the Drizzle Tit.
I don't know if they can fit a land speeder. I wouldn't doubt, like, in lore. Rules-wise, I don't know. But in lore, it should be big enough because land speeder, at least, like, non-Primaris land speeders, the 2 Marines in there are sitting pretty close.
Yeah.
It's not a very wide profile vehicle, but the ThunderHawk does not have like any like drones that fly out of it.
No.
Just a glorified transport, like a really big one.
And the old iteration of the ThunderHawk, when these end sponsons of heavy bolters, there used to be a Marine sticking out each of those little end points, kind of like a Razorback, where they're just
basically like a space Chinook with a big gun.
Yeah.
Big turbo laser.
Yeah, you're just sitting in the wings. Seemed kind of crazy because I mean, like these things are supposed to be high altitude, space to atmosphere type of craft, and you got a fucking space marine riding out in the wing. Like design wise, you can see how like the hull, right, bends like this, so you can imagine the airflow as this goes. What good is this fucking air intake underneath in the center? The air's not going to flow in there.
Yeah.
Air intake needs to be further down.
Well, it's 40K, so it's probably like a giant fucking vacuum in there.
And then your other issue is that there's thrusters right in front of your air intake. That's going to choke the engine out. Isn't the way that works?
Probably. But,
fucking dumb.
It just broke my mind.
It's an Imperial aircraft.
It is Imperial.
Engines on it.
You're right.
So it will overcome all these design flaws by just having more engines and through sheer like thrust.
Yeah, just pure thrust.
Give it just sheer power. I mean, hectic people like to go, oh, it has the aerodynamics of a brick. I was like, you can make a brick aerodynamic. You can make it fly just by applying enough thrust to it.
Yeah, there's enough force.
Give it to the toaster fuckers, they'll work it out.
Toaster fuckers?
Wait, I know, like, everybody likes to joke that, like, you know, if Warhammer factions were to be countries, like, orcs would be, you know, the Americans. But Imperial vehicles have the American design philosophy of, yeah, are our supercars, like, elegant and aerodynamic? No, they have, like, you know, the body shape of a brick. But if we put a big enough engine in, I mean, just no power.
Or a twin turbo V8 in this son of a gun.
Yeah, if you put a big enough engine in there, you know, you'd make anything fly. So.
That's true.
And the ThunderHawk is like 90% engine. So. Or at least it feels like it when you look at the model from like the top or bottom.
Yeah.
It's like 90%.
Try not to glue these missiles on backwards. Just grab my tweezers.
Come on. Space Marine armor is supposed to be like if you're wearing a helmet, you're supposed to be able to walk around in space. The older stuff.
Yeah, Space Marine armor. It's supposed to be a limited vacuum that it can withstand. It's not full vacuum, or supposed to be anyway, in the lore, because that's why they have Terminator suits. Terminator suits are supposed to be to withstand the vacuum of space.
So Space Marine power armor for not a super long amount of time.
Yeah, they're limited vacuum ready, which is why they have the Terminator suits, which is why the Terminators were the ones that got sent into Space Hulks. Apparently. Player A streaming mini ThunderHawk. Yep, a mini ThunderHawk. Sid Tyler, the ThunderHawk can eschew its transport capacity to carry smaller ThunderHawk inside. Well, there is a ThunderHawk that is the transport variant, and it can carry what, a Land Raider and like or like 2 Rhinos,
or 3 Drizzle Tits,
or 3 Drizzle Tits.
Oh, you mean the one with like the carrying claw on the back of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it has like it like it has this weird like cutoff towards the front of the hull.
Yeah.
It comes up. Yeah, I know what you're talking.
Yeah, it's the transport version, or the vehicle transport ThunderHawk. I'm kind of curious how many collectors actually bought that one, and I just knocked that out of place. Fuck's sakes.
How would GW even make that one anymore? So probably not a lot. Probably a lot fewer people bought that than the normal ThunderHawk.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Then again, most people playing with ThunderHawks, even in Apocalypse games, I don't know if people who played Apocalypse, because at the time that's the only reason you would bring out Thunder. Or the only time you could really afford points. Why is there bring out ThunderHawk? I feel like nobody's priority was like, I need to move this Land Raider across like 8 tables.
Yeah.
Especially at a time when I think Land Raiders could just deep strike. So you could put the Land Raider where you wanted to anyway.
Well, you can't deep strike anymore?
I don't know if it could. I just know that Grey Knights and Archangel, like Land Raiders with a bunch of Deathwing in it, could deep strike. I don't know if like all of them could. But I doubt anybody playing Apocalypse on tables big enough to where a ThunderHawk carrying your Land Raider moving it around, I doubt the Land Raider getting anywhere was like #1 priority. To be honest, with if you're playing at that big of a game where you have the ThunderHawk that can pick up vehicles, I feel like any vehicles that ThunderHawk could pick up were dead turn.
Yeah.
Because at that point, people are bringing like Warlords and Warhounds and Phantom Titans and yeah.
Well, the really scary one in Apocalypse is the basilisks, because they pretty much are unlimited range in an APOC game. Huh?
A lot of people think it's rumor because they hear this on the internet. But as somebody who lived in the GW hub in North America at the time, when Death Strikes had unlimited range, they would call other stores and drop Death Strike missiles at those stores on their table. And that did happen. Because a lot of people, like a lot of newer hobbyists, go, "Oh, there's no way." No, it happened. It happened.
Fucking what?
This is a Discord where that was brought up, and somebody's like, "No way that happened. That's just gotta be like a rumor, like a myth." And I was like, "No, it happened. You can ask anybody who's an employee of GW America in the state of Maryland in the early 2000s. It happened. It happened often."
I don't know if it's clever or stupid.
It's just people having fun.
Yeah.
Like,
I
hard
agree.
players can even nuke at another store's 40k table, and the store manager walk up and go, "Hey, somebody wants to shoot a Death Strike at your table," because obviously the person from the other store doesn't know where anything is, and the players would either say yeah or no, and most of the time they said yeah because it's haha funny.
It is haha funny.
No, that happened. Unlimited range Death Strikes sort of thing. But Death Strikes haven't been unlimited range for a while, so it hasn't. It's probably never. I don't think GW will ever make another infinite range weapon again. And I don't think it's because of that. I think it's just because they want weapons to have finite ranges, even though if it's like the Basilisk, where everybody's playing on a table big enough to reach the maximum range of a Basilisk.
Well, it seems like they've been curtailing the game into smaller and smaller battlefields.
I mean, they have, because 9th edition actually has recommended table sizes. If you're playing under 1,000 points, or 1,000 or under points, they recommend playing on tables smaller than a 4x4.
Yeah.
I like that. It's just the guy who plays mostly melee.
You would think that's great, but armies like orcs, when you start getting under 1,000 points,
yeah, no, I don't play orcs.
you lose the numbers advantage very quicker, because now the shooting armies to get their double shots, like special rolls and shit, are now closer to. So all those all those guns that shooting armies have that are short range, a lot of shots, they're getting them off quicker.
Get them off.
Well, I don't give a shit because I play Death Guard and I just go. Granted, I haven't played in a very long time.
Our orc players, because a lot of our stores locally changed 2,000 points maximum allowed store, and put all their tables in 4x4s, and a lot of close combat armies are finding that to be a problem. One, because at least where I live, stores like having a good amount. And two, a lot of the shooting armies have units that can take a lot of weapons that are short range, and then have a lot of shots. So things like orcs, like it doesn't matter you have 30 boys, because the unit shooting at you can put out 60, 70 shots. It's an exaggeration, but
yeah.
The numbers advantage is not there as it would be in a bigger.
I'm very glad I have the blessed gift of not giving a shit.
You've been blessed by the gift?
Yeah, the gift of Nurgle, of course. No, well, I can see how that people can be annoyed by that. But there's no empathy. Because I don't give a fuck. I go up table, I hit stuff. I'm happy.
Yeah, well, you never had the numbers advantage to begin with.
Oh, I used to play guard.
No, I meant Death Guard. You were already, a Marine Army.
Yeah. No, I've done the overwhelming firepower of a whole bunch of flashlights.
Flashlights?
Yes, my guardsmen all have pink guns. Oh god, I want that now.
Like, the only melee armies I've seen reliably make it across the table is Death Guard and Mechanicus, like, robots, but they take a couple times to make them the rock and stopper robots. And the only reason I see them getting across the table is because they have the stage to withstand, a bunch of burst cannons unloading them.
I used to play pure jump pack Raven Guard. That was fun. Who needs transports when it's on your
I
back?
did that back in the day. Shoot, I forget the name of the person who stitched Woolhat. I haven't seen them post in the Discord in a while. Who stitched your Samhan tooth? Samhan hat? Who stitched it?
Knitfink.
Knitfink, back when I played Raven Guard, took she stitched a Raven Guard tooth for me.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder what happened to old Knitfink. Haven't seen her in a while.
What's the name I remember?
All the crazy.
What's that?
Finally had enough of all the crazy monkeys.
Could be. Wouldn't blame her. Would not blame her.
That could just be busy, because I'm going to be honest, a lot of patrons don't use the Discord. It feels like there is a core number of people that use the Discord and just everybody else is in.
Sure. I think possibly it's also an age thing as well.
Age, yeah.
A lot of you younger cats like the Discord. I mean, hell, the only reason I started Discord was because of Aqua. Aqua.
Maybe just a lot of people in the Discord are just there for notification.
Yeah, it could be.
When you went live.
I just kind of keep up on my bullshit kind of thing.
The only time I remember a lot of the patrons actually being active is when we were doing the Patreon panel about it. That's only because we used the thing is what we used Discord for those panels.
Yeah.
It's like if you didn't have Discord, you were participating at that point. I guess that makes sense.
Sure.
I mean, you could participate when Chris published the video on Patreon. This is what we did. But to actually be at the live camera, because we did Discord. I remember them. Still haven't finished that model we got, the bust of the night lift.
Oh yeah.
Still sitting there.
Yeah, mine's still sitting there too.
At some point, I just fell so far behind. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna paint it whatever colors I feel like.
I know, and I feel a little bit bad that we have not revisited it. But I mean, a lot of times I take my cues from you guys. So if you guys don't give a shit, well then I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean?
They are neat. I think it's just since most people in the Patreon are adults. Let's be honest. Even though they're younger people in the Discord, most of us are actual adults with jobs. Even the younger ones. So it's just hard for schedules to match up for stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. That's the stem. That's the plane.
The Patreon paint-alongs, I only remember us having a handful of Patreons actually there on the day of running.
Yeah. That's it. Hey, how come I says pair of wing bombs. I didn't get wing bombs. Got the Hellstrike missiles.
Some of the weapon options you get from other kits.
Some?
Yeah. No, I'm being serious. Like some of the some kits have weapon options that don't come in the kit. And how you get them is getting them from other kits.
These are some nice little bits. The little landing gear things. Hang on to these.
Because it's the Marauder Bomber kit. It's been a while since I put together an Aeronautica kit. Because I had time to sit there and go buy Aeronautica stuff. But, I believe it was the Marauder Bomber to take missiles, but they only came with bombs. And how you got the missiles is you got them from the fighters.
That is a very sneaky marketing technique that I am not a big fan of.
What's that? I wasn't listening.
Like, if you want this, you have to... Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys are both talking. What?
How some of the weapon options for some of the units in Aeronautica, they don't come with all their weapon options. You have to go get another kit for some of the weapon options.
Oh, I got you.
As I was saying, like, I think it was the Marauder Bomber. I remember having a kit from Aeronautica early on. One of the units, I think it was Marauder Bomber, had the option of taking missiles, but there were no missiles on the Marauder Bomber cruise. If it was the Marauder Bomber kit. You have to get them from the fighters.
Yeah, that seems kind of lame.
I thought buying 2 knights to get 1 full melee knight.
Yeah.
If they were different. Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's not about the money, it's a principle.
It's like that with a lot of the... Or it was. At least like that with the Titanica stuff. It was like that early on, where if you wanted certain weapons, you had to go buy another kit.
That's
they
lame.
eventually released upgrades, Bruce. Which I don't agree with. If you were buying the Warlord, you should have had all the base Warlord weapon options to begin with.
In a perfect world, yes.
Because when it launched, it had its basic weapon options before all like the new crazy crap came out. But when it launched, it had a few weapon options, like it could take fist stuff. But the base kit only let you build them with volcano cannons. You couldn't have the fist or like their machine gun Warlord weapon equivalent. It was, you got volcano cannons, and if you wanted these, tough luck. And then they came out with upgrades for 4 of those weapons. Now I think they're in the actual kit, so...
Yeah, you get everything in the Titan now.
But early on, you just got the volcano cannons, even though there's like 3 weapon options.
I did the smart thing and magnetized my Titan.
That is one thing I did like about the Mechanicus kit, is they already built assuming that you were going to magnetize, so they have like little indents for magnets already in them. At least with the Warlord. You had a little socket you could touch.
I did not magnetize my main blade though.
Oh, nope, the Warlord Titan still just comes with 2 volcano cannons, so if you wanted the other weapon options, you have to get the upgrades through, or buy another Titan kit.
Yeah, that's if you have fuck you money.
How much is fuck you money?
You can just say fuck you and solve it.
Gotcha.
If you have that amount of money, that's fuck you money.
It's fuck you money, okay. It's not money that actually says fuck you though, right?
No, probably not.
Okay.
It's like the please get your friends together, come out of our fountain. No, I'm buying the hotel. That is fuck you money.
Right.
If you can Bruce Wayne yourself out of a situation, then that's fuck you money.
Gotcha.
Like that was in the movie, right? And then is anybody here watching Gotham? Or have
No.
you watched Gotham?
No.
Anybody gonna watch it? No? He does another fuck you. I have money thing in Gotham, which I thought was funny. He goes to a nightclub and the bouncer is like, I can't let you guys in. And then, well, he had gotten in an argument with somebody, and then they went to go in and the bouncer's like, I can't let you guys in. And so Bruce Wayne goes and talks to the owner of the club, buys the club from the owner. The bouncer lets him in, and as him and his, like, groupies are walking in, he specifically points out the guy he was having an argument with and goes, he can't come.
Yeah, that is fuck you money.
Yeah, that's fuck you money.
Right there.
I don't really think anybody watched Gotham.
No.
I didn't watch Gotham, I just remember somebody showing me that scene. Like, the one person ever who watched Gotham was like, yo, look at this scene. It's like, it's kind of funny. Because it is a Bruce Wayne thing. Like, an early Bruce Wayne would do that, prior to, full-blown Batman. So I do remember in whichever of the Dark trilogy, we went, like, the whole, being an asshole, like, swimming around in the pond. It's like some kind of, like, strategic, big mind game thing. But that scene in Gotham was quite literally like, fuck you, I have the money.
But isn't the act of turning into Batman kind of a fuck you anyway?
Fuck you, I am the knight.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you can only be Batman if you have fuck you money. Right. But that's the thing, right? I mean, like, you can only be Batman if you have fuck you money. So being Batman is a fuck you.
Was it The Dark Knight? Is like when the cops are like, you can't be a vigilante. You're like, trying to shit. What was that?
I don't remember.
Was that the first?
Yes.
I just remember one of the, Christopher Nolan. The cops were after Batman, but they could never catch him because Batman had lots of money, cool gadgets, and flying shit, and cops had.
Yeah, he had the fuck you stuff. He's like, fuck you, I'm Batman.
Is that why Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are building spaceships? Because they're like, aha, I got money. And then they go to space, and they're like, you guys are doing illegal stuff. And they're like, haha, fuck you. I'm in space.
Mr. Bezos, come down from that. Fuck you, I'm in space.
It's like that clip, that TikTok clip I think everybody's seen. Granted, I don't recommend, just going to museums and climbing in their exhibits. But they're at like a military museum and the guy just climbs in a tank and his dad's like, get out of the tank. He's like, no, I have a tank. Nobody seen that TikTok?
What's TikTok? I know what it is.
Aren't you, I was about to say, aren't you like technically like a year older than me or something? So you know what fucking TikTok?
He's fucking with you, man.
Physically.
He's fucking with you.
Mentally, I'm like 100.
Yeah. Mentally, I died.
Mentally, I'm dead.
It's called being dead inside, Chris.
Oh God. No, I get older every.
Part?
No.
Is that how dead inside you are?
But I will tell you, I had my period of the.
The emo song.
Oh yeah.
When
Just My Chemical Romance.
When did you have your period?
Constantly.
No.
I I have an autoimmune disease.
Oh.
Constantly.
I was gonna say.
My insides are trying to eat me as we speak. Tell me, gift of Nurgle.
Yep. Some of us are more favored than others.
Yeah. I'm an aspiring champion.
Should they bring back the animosity between the gods?
You're gonna have to explain that to my foreign brain.
The Chaos Gods. The animosity. There's animosity between the Chaos Gods. At least there used to be.
No, there is. There's always is. I mean, just sometimes they will not be mad at each other enough to sometimes bring their heads together and be like, yeah, we hate each other, but we kind of hate these guys a little bit more.
But on the tabletop, are there rules for it?
In 40k, I believe, yes, they might still have their rules. Though with 9th edition, you might get rid of them.
Yeah, because like
8th edition, they were still a thing.
Yeah, because the old rules were is that Khorne would not side with Slaanesh, Tzeentch would not side with Nurgle.
If you had in the old rules, Khorne would get buffed when fighting Slaanesh, and vice versa.
Which
Didn't
never.
they have like a chart in 7th edition where like, allies of convenience and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And prior to now you could have Khorne and Slaanesh in the same army, but prior to 8th edition, you also had a Chaos Demon version of like the Winds of Magic, where depending on how he, I don't know when they got rid of it, but depending on like which Chaos God had more influence, you could weaken their strength in your troop. So if you had Khorne and Slaanesh was the man in charge right now, your army actually got weak. This is also back in the day where if you were playing demons, you had to you were forced, no matter what the actual deployment conditions were, you were always forced to deep strike hazard.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
I don't know if that's half your army has to deep strike is still a thing, because I haven't seen anybody play pure demons in quite a while. Most of the time I see demons on the table now because somebody summoned them, or they're playing like Death Guard or Thousand Suns.
Do you still have to allocate or reserve points for summoning?
I believe so. If you're playing match play, yes. If you're playing open play, yes.
Or what's it called? Path to Glory.
Path to Glory. Because Path to Glory is effectively. Because Path to Glory you can have understrength.
Yeah. So that means my Khorne Bloodbound army was legal.
The only time I think you have to pay points for summon is match play. Where you have to have like, if you're playing like 2,000 points and you want to summon, 500 points worth of demons, you have to leave in your list 500 points.
Yeah. We could just do it with the blood tithe.
Yeah, in Age of Sigmar, if you're playing Khorne, you just have to kill stuff to summon stuff, and it does not fucking matter. That's
Just
why I would always joke with my local. I would never do this because I don't like intent. Like, if I'm playing somebody new, I won't intentionally lose, but I also won't intentionally bring broken lists. Because I was joking with them. I was like, oh, the next narrative campaign we have to get people in the AOS, I'm just going to bring 3 freaking Bloodthirsters. And Bloodthirsters can kill enough to the point where you have enough blood points when one of them dies to then just summon another Bloodthirster.
That's greasy.
Here's the thing, I would go for that list not to win, but just to be like, 3 Bloodthirsters.
Yeah, but I would never do that because when you're doing slow grow narrative stuff, prior to there being set rules for like Crusade and what they have for AOS. Prior to that, it was just kind of whoever was running the event agreed on how many points it would increase each phase of the slow grow. Currently, rules as written for I don't know if they still even call it Path to Glory. Do they still call it Path to Glory? Yeah. I think rules as written in 3rd edition, you have to bring 3 bloodthirsters right off the bat.
No, there is a point. There's like a point system.
Yeah, there's a point system. There is a limit on like units of characters and stuff. I think the bloodthirsters are all characters.
But that shit does not stop you from getting 2 of those breaky thingies for the Fire Slayer in the start. That was fun. What are they called? Dracoths.
I think the bloodthirsters are. I'd have to go look, and I'm too lazy to go get them.
I'll do it.
You have to save more. I think is there. You have the name Bloodthirster Scarbrand, but then I think Bloodthirsters are now like the Bloodthirster of Wrath, and Bloodthirster of something else.
Bloodthirster, fuck you.
And then, I think they technically
Got that fuck you money.
Characters. They might not, but I think they might not.
Yeah, you get if you the named ones, you get or the big boys. Oh wait, hang on.
Oh.
You can't take Scarbrand. Cannot.
Yeah, no, he is a named character, but I'm not sure if the other Bloodthirsters, like the Bloodthirster of Wrath, are named or unique.
They're not unique.
They're not?
You get 3 units. Wow.
So you could, I guess, technically pile on the Bloodthirsters if you wanted. You can't off the bat, though, because there's no point to that.
Well, you can only have 1 champion.
There can be only one.
I tried doing, because in my head it sounded fun, and we were doing this prior. This is probably the worst plan. I mean, I like my local GW. Probably the worst plan that they've done is they wanted to do a Path to Glory campaign with the launch of 3rd edition. But the problem is nobody knew the Path of Glory rules before 3rd edition AOS came out. So I was like, funny, I'm gonna do nothing but Boom Spike Gets, and then nothing but Squid Hoppers. I thought that'd be fun.
That sounds fun.
It could somewhat be not super viable, but you won't get paid in AOS 2nd edition. You wouldn't get paid with it. In 3rd edition AOS with Path to Glory, after the first game, I only had 3 buffs. Because when stuff dies in Path to Glory, it stays dead. So if a dude dies in his unit, there's a chance he'll just be dead for the campaign. And you will have to then spend points to get that character back. Or that model back. By the end of the first game, and stuff happened, I only had 3 models. I had my general and then 2 squid bobbers. I was like, yeah. Like, I'm bowing out. I can't play with models.
How did it go?
Poorly.
No, the sound effect.
It was like 250 points starting with. And I had 20 models. I ended with 3. That was the first game. And with Path to Glory in 3rd edition, when units suffered losses, they could be permanent losses. So, when I did all my rolls and stuff, I only had 3 models left.
I should make my Bloodthirster.
I just bowed out of it. So I don't play Path to Glory. I'll do slow growth, but I won't play it properly.
I like Path to Glory, but I'm the kind of guy who likes smaller games. I'd rather be playing a 750 game than a 1000 game for some reason. Or, well, skirmish games like Warcry, Kill Team, Necromunda.
My Path to Glory. Well, everybody's Path to Glory back in built around the 2nd edition rule, because nobody knew what the 3rd edition rules were till 3rd edition came out. The 3rd edition came out, and I was like, oh, this is a lot harsher for the book I bought. So it's going to be like, haha, funny. Am I going to win any games? Probably not. But it's going to be haha, funny. The whole army's random movement and their goblins riding twigs. Like, yeah, no, it's just like my army was completely obliterated.
Did you bring the moon?
The moon doesn't do anything for Spook Hobby.
Oh, you did. Okay, yeah. Because I played. We were 4 people playing, and one of them played goblins with the cave where they come out of.
Yeah, the moon only matters is if you have foot goblins. I didn't have foot goblins because I was doing haha funny, nothing but goblins and squids. Even though it was a suboptimal list, it was a suboptimal list that was then had its knees obliterated out from under it by the new 3rd edition. It'd be like taking the peg leg pirates, just letting them fall over.
Peg.
I don't know, I just don't play. In Age of Sigmar, I'll play like games, I'll play like more traditional slow grows, but I won't play Path to Glory. Because in Age of Sigmar, I already like to play silly thing, and that's already shooting myself with the foot. I'm only going on the Path to Glory rules one silly list in 3rd edition is shooting yourself in the foot and then shooting your other foot.
That's it. That's a Phoenix. Phoenix Squadron's done. Look how cute they look next to a ThunderHawk. Like, even all 3 planes do not equal the same amount of plastic as what was used here. Alright, so Phoenix bombers are done. ThunderHawk is done. Actually, look.
Me proper Bird of Prey vibes.
What's that?
The Eldar flies.
It needs my vampire bomber is what it needs. Oh, shit. It's not turned the right way. There it is. That's the front. There we go. Boom! That's a ThunderHawk gunship ready to go.
You didn't glue that peg in, did you?
No. Oh, you mean into the stand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Why?
No, it's just not. I find it easier to transport if I leave the peg.
Oh. Yeah, I don't transport my shit.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Unless you count walking from this room to the other room, my other studio space.
No.
No, you don't? No.
I meant like actually putting them in like a carry case.
I don't go anywhere, man.
Well, right now you don't. But what if you want to? What if one day you want to play Aeronautica and you don't want to play with the Eldar?
Unlikely.
Like Chris is like the amount of times I will actually probably play Aeronautica.
Well, I've been thinking about filming some games of Aeronautica because I already have the previous box set all done. But I think we've talked about that one in the past before, and yeah, I like it. I like it.
Mikey likes it.
Yeah. Fun is fun. What time we at here? 25 minutes left.
Guess what kind of beer I got today?
Cold.
Yes, cold.
Disappointing.
Ale.
It is a type of beer.
I don't fucking know.
Okay, so I got a milkshake IPA. So it's milkshake flavored beer.
That sounds like heresy.
It actually tastes pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Heresy tastes pretty good too.
Tasting pretty good, I heresy, don't it?
Yeah. I forgot all about these little cocksuckers. God damn it.
Language, Chris.
What?
I forgot about these little cocksuckers. Language.
Oh. Yeah, they're these little vipers. Well, since Sophie mentioned that they look like vipers from Battlestar, I was like, shit, I should probably paint these up like vipers. All right. Let's get to work on these things.
Sophie that brought that up?
What's that?
They look like vipers from Battlestar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sophie. We were talking one day.
No, I remember the talk. I just don't remember who brought it up. I'm just kind of surprised it was Sophie. Battlestar's kind of old.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Old now. Okay.
I mean, yeah, like, when was the last, like, major Battlestar production?
Honestly, I don't know. The show went off the air, like, 07 or something like that.
It's like the last, like, episode of TV series.
Yeah.
Oh, they've had multiple TV series, but 2009 was, like, the last one.
Yeah.
They did have a Battlestar Galactica, it looks like, movie in 2012.
Yeah. Razor?
That's still a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised that everybody here had been Sophie that mentioned Battlestar.
That honestly, making that kind of reference, that scores bonus points with me.
Yeah, Sophie confirmed it was indeed. Her pet brought it up, and I was just sitting there like, wow.
Two tree.
It's a Cadbury cream egg hunt this year. Apparently. Yeah, it's new to me as well. I just got sent the link to.
Then again, in the U.S., our Cadbury eggs are different. Ours are cream filled.
Yeah, but do you guys have Kinder eggs?
We have Kinder eggs.
That's what I meant. Kinder eggs. They're different.
Yeah.
Our Kinder eggs don't have the toys.
No. Barfing. Kinder eggs have been banned in the States.
I know.
That's the eggs I meant.
Yeah.
It's really entertaining.
Well, the reason why
Americans are crazy.
predates the Kinder egg.
Are we gonna get a history lesson?
Very old law that hasn't been a pressing issue to review. It's just a law that you can't have non-edible stuff. Paraphrase the law.
You can't have edible.
You can't have non-edible stuff in food.
Oh.
And since the Kinder egg comes with a toy that is not edible, and it is banned.
Gotcha.
And this is a law from the 18 predating the Kinder egg, and which just hasn't been a pressing issue.
Predating.
It's like, haha, can't have a Kinder egg. What do you fucking do? It's a fucking chocolate egg with milk.
Sometimes the toys kick ass. What are you talking about?
Okay.
When I was a kid, man, holy shit, I wanted Kinder eggs all the time.
Yeah, but that's when you were a kid. You're old. Kids nowadays want like cell phones and like fucking Nintendo Switches.
Yeah, because kids today are fucking soulless.
They're not getting that. They're not getting a Nintendo Switch in a Kinder egg. So nobody really cares. It's one of those things. Maybe we have like Kinder eggs and they're just food-filled eggs.
Basically, all kids are today are being groomed to be non-thinking automatons. That's it.
one of those really old laws in the books that's the whole reason why kinder eggs are banned in the U.S. or the traditional kinder egg is banned. It's just an old law that nobody. It's not really a pressing issue. Nobody.
It is a pressing issue. Because you're denying kids their childhood by fucking denying them candy toys.
If it was such a pressing issue, people would be lobbying for this law to be repealed. But the fact of the matter is, nobody in the U.S. actually legitimately gives a fuck.
Well, they obviously don't give a fuck about school shootings either, because nobody's doing fuck all about that either.
And we're back to
Why do you always have to bring that up?
Because it's a fucking serious issue that fucking does not get addressed.
No, I get that, but I was talking about a not serious issue that nobody cares.
All I'm saying is, let's think about the fucking kids.
Yeah, with the Kinder Egg, not missing much, because it's literally it's like a hollow chocolate egg with a toy inside.
You're not missing anything.
You are missing something. The joy of it's like a fortune cookie. You open it up and ooh, what's in it? I don't know. Let's read it. You know what I mean? And Kinder Eggs are kind of the same thing, but for kids. They fucking crack the chocolate egg, got the little toy, and it kills like a fucking 20 minutes for the kid to figure out how to assemble the son of a bitch. And I mean, it's a good babysitter basically. Kinder babysitters.
Kinder means
There you go, Chris. I always forget about it, because I want to be honest, like, I haven't seen a store stock. Kinder does have one thing where it's a non-edible egg with a toy in it. You can get those in the US. But like I was saying, nobody gives a fuck because no stores actually fucking stock that thing.
Yeah, but see, like,
Yeah,
as far as saying America is got more pressing concerns that they need to address,
yes,
that rings kind of hollow
they're more
in comparison.
Fucking Kinder Egg. So that's good.
I mean, it's an easier fix to do the Kinder Egg thing than to try and create legislation that fucking keeps people safe. That's all my point is.
All I'm hearing is that Chris cares a lot about the kids.
I do. Because kids need a childhood.
Chris is going to come down and campaign in the U.S. and his policy isn't going to be economic reform or school reform or anything. It's going to be Kinder Egg reform.
Fucking right.
And a couple of the law dates from like the early 19th to late 1800s. There were some food companies putting non-edible stuff in food, and so the government stepped in and said, like, we're going to write a law that you can't do this. So that's how you have to do it. You can't just, show up at the food company, just beat the crap out of a bunch of people putting non-edible shit in food, and you have to pass a law to say you can't do this. And then when they do it, you can show up and beat the crap out of them.
I guess.
It has to be formalized, okay? We have rules for, the government doesn't sick people. Granted, sometimes they're very vague, loose rules, but it's a really old law that they wrote because people were putting non-edible stuff in food, like, industrial turn century shit. The government eventually had to write laws that were like, you would think it'd be obvious, don't put, non-edible shit in.
Yeah, don't poison people.
Eating, but,
It's not a fucking razor blade.
Well, that's the other thing is, I mean, like, you use the argument of common sense, but I mean, like, I see people fucking taking all sorts of crazy ass shit to fight off fucking COVID, killing them.
People think it's a joke, but Tide literally had to put out public service announcement for
Yeah.
kids to not eat Tide. Even though it wasn't little kids doing it, it was like freaking teenagers like TikTok.
I don't know if it's the thing now, but didn't the Pepsi... Well, I know for sure that the Pepsi bottles used to say, drink, then swallow. I shit you not. We got a bunch. Yeah, no, it's true. We had a bunch of them over here.
Drink, then swallow.
Remember to swallow.
Well, that's not terrible advice.
Also, the whole thing with caution hot. It's coffee. Of course, it's not.
I would disagree because if you like really pay attention to American politics, and this is coming from somebody who's like, I don't, well, I guess I think wherever, I don't know. America has been a hot mess since day one. So.
No shit. But you know why America is in shit, and why America has a lot of problems?
It's been a hot mess since day one. Nobody's tried fixing it.
Well, no. It's not really a question of not fixing it, although there are elements that aren't fixing it or making it any better, but no, that's not it. Because a lot of Americans believe their own mythology.
I would agree. I mean, I like to say I'm a red-blooded American, but I don't know. I just kind of like.
Well, it doesn't make you unpatriotic to criticize your
No, I know.
country.
It's just one of those things where when people go, "Oh, that country's going to shit," I was like, you should not pay attention, like actually pay attention in like history class. Like it's been fucking like chaos since day one.
Yeah. Well, it's founded. Since its
Well,
founding.
Yeah, it was quite literally founded. It was founded by a bunch of like the people that founded this country were the same people that got drunk in a bar one night and decided it was a good idea to go up to Harvard. So.
Right. Well, see, and that like the whole
I mean, it was
Tea Party thing.
Protest against like some tax, but they were not sober when they did.
Right, but that's also part of the mythology, that's the reason that America separated from colonial Britain.
It was a bunch of issues that eventually, because a lot of people think it's Boston Tea Party than independence. The Boston Tea Party happened like 5-6 years before.
But anyway,
a lot of the people that were in the room when the independence was declared and the whole thing kicked off were also at that party.
Right, but that's part of the mythology, though. Yeah. Is my point, because the idea that it was the taxation that was the leading cause of why America formed, that's false. That's a mythology.
It was the culmination thing that eventually.
Because they. Well, because the early colonists wanted to move west, and the Crown had treaties with the First Nations people, and the colonists didn't want to abide by that.
No, I'm aware, because if you look at like old colonial maps, if you look at like the official English maps, and then the maps made by the states, if you look, okay, so like I think it was like it was some mountain range or something that was the English kind of like decided this was like where we're stopping. But if you look at like colonial maps made by the colonies, they literally just took the whole landmass of the U.S. and wherever their state border stopped at this boundary that the Crown had decided this was the boundary to negotiate the treaties and stuff. They just drew straight lines across the U.S. And I'm not joking, because if you look at like the old colonial maps,
Hi, honey.
that were official with the Crown
Hi.
had the stamp of approval, and then ones that the states made. The states really just like this is where the official border of Virginia is. But then Virginia would just draw a line across and go, no, we actually own all this.
These are those?
Or they wanted
No.
that.
Oh,
I'm assembling one of them right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
They're so tiny.
Yeah. Well, look at this thing. It's that
Battleship.
Yeah, that model for 40K is like this big. It's like my vampire.
Well, because those look like your fucking like scorpions and vampires. Like.
Yeah, this is the bombers. Yeah, I have like a bunch of these. Yeah.
They're just so tiny.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking to my wife, folks.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm
You
leaving.
should ask your wife what the Zyphon fighters look like.
Asked her what?
Ask her what the Space Marine little fighters look like. See if she says the same thing.
Oh, what do these fighters look like to you? What does it remind you of?
Right, it looks long.
Yeah, spit it up.
V.
V?
For me.
Yeah?
It's the shuttles that they used to go around with.
Oh, yeah, kind
Kind
of.
of reminds me a little of the shuttles. Not quite as wingy, though, obviously.
Yeah. But when you're looking... Okay, when you're ignoring the wings, though, and you're kind of looking at it kind of like that, and you're seeing that center wing coming up the center...
Yeah, looks like Boba.
Looks like Boba.
Boba's ship.
That doesn't look like Boba's ship. Boba's ship looks like a goddamn iron.
I love Boba's ship. This, though, fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, come on, you love the show. You love the show.
Battlestar.
There we go.
I was going to say Battlestar initially, but for me it's more V. I saw V. I just remind me of those white shuttles.
Yeah. Kind of. But sort of.
Only without the wings, though.
Yeah.
They didn't have wings. They were more rounded.
Anyway, yeah, don't step on my shit.
I know.
Watch your step.
I know. When have I broke your shit? Honestly?
Would you have fucking told me?
Well, yeah, because you'd probably be there if I did. I have never. Your kids, maybe. I don't even think Jenna has, though. I think just Alex. Tyler, all the time.
Yeah.
Don't think of ever. I've treated every model like fucking gold. That's also because I knew I'd get my...
Okay, well, when we moved, who wrecked my Phantom? I thought that was you.
I can't remember if that was me or
You
if that
popped
was
the armor off.
Mike.
No, it was you. Mike didn't help.
Mike helped me pack up all your stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because it was basement stuff and all your Warhammer, he helped me pack up a lot of that. But I don't remember that. Okay, well, just don't include that one, because that one I don't remember.
They are funny.
I don't think it was me.
It was you. Don't lie. Don't turn my house into a house of lies.
He's been using his bathroom, not flushing.
Just tell him that he can.
I flushed?
You just glue them back together again, can't you?
Glue what back together?
Well, not the
That
US.
apparently happened to somebody with at Adepticon. They went to Adepticon and TSA asked the model was Hala. They said yes, and then they split the model over.
Time we had here.
TSA did it, not the person who did it.
That's a different story.
Oh, I thought we were talking about splitting it, reattaching.
Oh, yeah, no. If shit breaks, you can just glue them together because usually it's the glue that said fuck you and not the model. Usually.
Usually?
I've had arms and armor panels fall off. People are handling my space marines, and I'm like, glue them.
Apparently it was either 2019 or 2018. Somebody went to Adepticon with a fairly large model. TSA went, is this model Hala? And they went yes, and then TSA just looked like crap. Sucker.
That's not very nice.
I had a weird
I mean, is TSA nice? No. They're
Just
kind of
because you take your ass up.
You're kind of fucking mean. You sounded like that freaking South Park episode making fun of
Yeah,
TSA.
but
Where
that was
where they have to go to the bathroom, but have like it's shoved in and stuff.
Yep, that was I was going for. No, I had this weird thing happen to me once on a bus when I was going to play a game of 40k, and I had my storm talons in my backpack. Well, that's bad. That's boo on me. But some dude just pushed my backpack and broke my storm talons, both of them.
Damn.
The wings just snapped off. So I just glued them, but I should have probably glued them better and gave them a little padding. But the whole thing about just palm on the backpack and just going push.
Since we're on the aspect models and carrying it places stuff, I have because when I was little young hobbyist, I thought you had to get the official branded model shit, carry models in. I just use gun and camera cases because one, they're more sturdy, and two, they're.
And also, you need your emotional support AR-15 with you.
Yes, I do need that. I go clean. Get up.
Give it a good hug.
I did say my grandmother, like, for shits and giggles, is in the middle of trying to figure out how to stitch up a pillow that's shaped like that.
Oh yeah.
Because there was like that whole week or two where we just kept making that joke.
You just had
like, I want to do it. Fuck it. And
yeah. I'm having my nan make a not like a winter sweater, a woolen sweater with TIE fighters on it.
It does turn out though that pillow-like objects that are not rectangle like pillows, kind of hard to fucking stitch. You would think that's it, but people will just break into your cars and steal shit. Because there have been plenty of cases with dudes with shoebox armies and shit. Just people break in the cars. They just see boxes and they break in the cars. It doesn't really matter what it looks like.
Yeah. Sophie, I laugh at those clips. I think it's just Jay Leno did asking Americans general knowledge questions that are so simple. Oh, yeah.
I like those TV shows too, but they are kind of like cherry picked.
Well, of course.
For community.
Yeah. Although some of them are kind of scary. Disco, howdy. Says Tyler, problem with the gun cases, people want to steal them, they can think there's a gun in it, yeah. Nowadays, people will steal shit anyway. Yeah, oh yeah. If it's not nailed down, yeah, people will steal it. Shit, which way does this go?
I just don't leave anything in the car. When I went to Adepticon, even though we had a rental car, I left nothing. Everything went in the hotel room. Granted, hotel roommates sometimes do steal stuff, but it's a lot easier to figure out who the maid was that stole your stuff than it is to find the person who smashed your window in a city of, like millions of people.
Did you steal my shit? No, I clean. I take a baby.
I look at these things and all I hear now is the Battlestar music.
I mean, maids also typically don't steal large things because it's a lot harder to hide large things than the small. They might lift your phone or wallet, but they're not walking out with a fucking giant roller case suitcase thing. So. Or they might, but it's going to be painfully off. Pretty bad at it. Oh, is Sophie now being like Chris, where I said people just kind of steal shit, and Sophie's now going, it's pretty bad if people are stealing poop.
Yeah, it's a sure sign she's hanging out with us too much.
Chris right now?
You gotta fertilize those fields.
Yep.
I was sure it's people stealing poop. It could be monkeys. Monkeys could be stealing the poop because they might not be producing enough poop to fling at people at the zoo, so you never know.
My fellow apes, there is a shortage of shit.
We are dangerously low on our poop flinging.
What?
Jeez.
Do you see that emote?
Yeah.
When you nut, but she keeps sucking.
Is that what it's called?
No, that's just it's just the face. I got poop at least. A proud moment.
Holy shit.
Oh god.
Boob is dying. Call 911.
Well, at least it's on stream.
Yes, you can call 911. I have insurance.
So do I, because I'm Norwegian.
Yeah, no, but I made an American joke. The joke is
I know.
American would rather not call me. You don't have insurance or hospital fees with it. My copay is low enough if I am choking to death. Please call me.
Oh god, he's dying. Should we call the ambulance? Yeah, I'm good. Call.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm insured. I have a low copay. Wow.
I know, that seems really kind of fucked up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one of America's
you know what it is?
firefighters, so I have a very dark sense of humor. I can go.
It's dystopian. It's what it is.
It is a little dystopian.
To you, it's dystopian. For me, it's
That's true. Like, you don't think anything of it, like, in that sense. And yet, for those of us outside of the U.S., it just seems fucking crazy, you know?
Nose up against the glass, like, what the fuck are they doing now?
Yeah, you know?
Don't feed the monkeys.
It's some fucking Planet of the Apes shit.
Caesar is so.
I mean, I think Planet of the Apes does start in the U.S., so I'm just saying.
And doesn't it start because of a virus?
If you live in America and monkeys start stealing weapons from like the National Guard or
Yeah?
yeah.
Is that straight from the Pentagon? Yeah, if this monkeys start going crazy, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
We're fucking done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, because the monkeys have gotten to the point where they know where like all the tanks and big weapons are kept.
Yeah.
We're just done at that point.
We'll see.
The world is returning to monkey, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, because like in Planet of the Apes, it starts because of a virus, and it gets spread all over the planet through travel, and that's how you end up with Planet of the Apes. So.
I thought the new Planet of the Apes was like the monkeys literally rose up.
No, because it was a virus that was going around. The virus was supposed to make the monkeys smart, and it ended up being transmitted to humans, and the humans start dying.
So what you're saying is that we're entering the age of pangolins?
Yeah.
The only thing I remember from the new Age of Planet of the Apes movies was monkeys getting smart, really, really smart, and then like using RPGs and machine guns.
Yeah, some of the best.
With an RPG.
That's some of the best cinematic shit shot.
Guy humans, and then some of the good humans sided with the good guy monkeys.
Hold on, fuck what?
Was there a scene in like the new Planet of the Apes movies where like there's literally like a crew served like tow missile being like loaded by a gorilla and shot by a human?
Yeah. The third movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was the third movie. The monkey.
Do that.
It was technically that's the apes, not
To
monkeys.
be honest, these movies came out in the period of life where I was just watching movies fucking blitz. So the monkeys shooting and then taking over is about the extent I fucking remember.
So basically, you're saying is that you were a little hazy on all this stuff.
Yes.
Gotcha.
If I could have a gorilla as a
I'm
second...
just saying, there's a pandemic going on, and it affects other other animals and stuff, but it's really affecting humans. So I'm just saying, if you see some fucking monkeys eyeing up your local like National Guard armory, yeah.
Reported at once.
Pangolins. In this case, it would be the pangolins.
Whenever I hear penguins, I always think penguins.
Pangolin.
Yeah, I know I'm an idiot, but I mean.
No, I was just trying to say it properly. I English good.
You English good?
Ooh, I could. I got nothing.
So.
I kind of like these little things.
Thursday. So last Thursday I watched it before. And then was it Friday? No, it was yesterday. So this past weekend I rewatched Star Wars episode. And then yesterday, Wednesday, on stream, you started to talk about Han Solo. Oh yeah, because then we were talking about that Obi-Wan does not know what sex is. So gonna come back to Yoda and Yoda animal species reproduction. What if they reproduce via osmosis? What if like Yoda gets like a little wart and it falls off and it just grows into another Yoda?
Well, that's
whatever his species is called.
Well, that would make the species pretty dangerous and invasive to any alien worlds that he stopped by.
Well, what if that wart takes a while? And that's why Grogu's only like 50. Because Yoda happened to be, I don't know, whatever fucking planet. Just happened to be there one day, and that just happened to be that, like, when that one little boil hit, like, the 50-year mark and fucking fell off.
It's not impossible. I'm not sure.
I was watching episode 5 today. And I was just sitting there, started remembering how like we were joking about sexual experience with Jedi, and I was like, well, what if Yoda's species literally does not have sex? And they just osmosis, like the fucking boil falls off. Like after, a couple decades, it kind of just like sits there, and then just like one day, it's like falls off.
Osmosis is the displacement of water and salt.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about? They reproduce asexually via, I don't know, some like growth that falls off after like 20 minutes. And it takes 30 years for that growth to turn into like fucking baby Yoda. That's why Grogu is 50. Chris, you said weird shit. Don't give me that look.
I have said weirder shit.
So how are we so sure that Yoda's species, like Chris said, isn't invasive? It's just the fact that they take so long to like mature and grow that it's just like over centuries they're slowly just taking over.
We don't.
That could be Yoda.
How are we so sure by Star Wars Episode 20 that like 90% of the cast is going to be like fucking Yoda puppets?
Fucking Yodas everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, we're 8 minutes OT. Boop. Final thoughts.
Look, we're in a pandemic, okay? So if you see monkeys eyeing up your local National Guard armory or whatever, yeah.
Beware.
Be aware that the end is nigh at that point. Because they've already evolved to the point where they recognize where deep and stuff.
Okay. Barfing?
Don't listen to Boop because apes together strong.
You know, fucking traitor.
Fucking.
Look, all I'm saying, if this happens, they'll fucking run the barfing sheeps. Come on, do not, if this happens and the apes start to take over, do not go to
he's in on it.
house. Come on, go the other way. Go the opposite direction of barfing sheep's house. He's going to turn you into... He's going to hand you over. You're going to be the bargaining chip. Run the
He's gonna sell his ass for a carton of smokes. Fucking prison rules once the apes come out.
I mean, isn't that like the old Planet of the Apes? Like, you know, they would take some humans and they'd be like, "Oh, you're kind of useful. We're not gonna fucking lobotomize you," and then they lobotomize other ones.
Yeah, pretty much. The original Planet of the Apes, excellent film. It works on so many levels. Definitely give it a watch. And plus, too, it's Charlton Heston, so, you know. Kim.
Planet of the Apes, and there's like the prequel sequel thing. What was that one called?
Well, there's a whole bunch of sequels, but the original Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston, awesome. It's a great film. It's dated by its time, but I mean, it's still a really good film, and the metaphors in it still are applicable today.
I just meant, wasn't there a movie where, because we have that one where, you know, stuff happens, but isn't there one that shows how the apes took over while the certain event in the one movie's happening? Because where there was one where it shows, there's a movie where it shows the apes taking over.
Well, the prequels, the new prequels, they are pretty true to the original Heston film. Then there's the ones that are after those original films. There's Battle for the Planet of the Apes. There's Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
I thought there was one where it shows like one of the old movies, not the new ones, where it shows the apes taken.
Yeah, Battle.
Yeah, that's Battle.
Yeah.
And then it all ends on Curious George.
Yeah, we came full circle. Actually, Planet of the Apes is a historical document.
It's actual footage.
Echo is funky.
I'm really tired of these found footage movies. Kim says, no play for Mr. Gray, so paint your fucking models. There we go. We should just have that at the bottom of the screen all the time. We should just make that the motto for this show. Alrighty, I think we're done. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Saying hi, chatting along. Maybe you were getting stuff done. I don't know. Not important. Getting stuff done. Did you get stuff done, Boop?
Totally.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I just got done hanging out in the stream.
Oh.
It's about over. Yeah.
Turning my house into a house of lies. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Dun, dun, dun. Oh! Nah, fuck it. I was going to say, well, let's do a raid, but never mind. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, Kim says, have you seen the Dio dry brush paints from Mig Ammo? I have not.